G'day, my name's Liam, and this is my first video, and my 2007 BF Ford Falcon XR6, non-turbo because I'm, broke and still on my P's. It is in fact the Ute variant because, yeah, what a big boy I am. Now the main reason I'm making these videos is purely for myself. I just kind of want to keep a logbook of what I've kind of gone through and what's happened to the car. I also feel that by doing that, I'm going to keep my interest in wanting to get it modified more. I would love to have a beautiful, sexy XR6 Ute, hopefully by the end of the year. If not, fucking God knows when. Now, the main point of today is that I'm going to be installing these two DRL Halos from SS Customs. They are fully RGB and remote controlled from my phone. There's your little controller and whatnot there. All blacked out on the inside. I think they look absolutely hectic, and you'll hopefully see them by the end of the video, which is hopefully by the end of the day. See, I'm also going into this with pretty much no prior mechanical knowledge. I know obviously how engine works. I can take shit apart, I can put it back in, no worries. It's mainly when it comes to the electrical side, with all that and that, I get pretty lost. So today's kind of going to be a learning experience. I'm going to be taking it a bit slower. Obviously not for you, you're not really going to see shit. Because I'm just going to speed up and let you know when I get into little milestones, pretty much. That being said, without further ado, I guess it's time to pull the headlights out of this bad boy. Alright, so, there's a very nice SS up there. I wasn't ready for that. Anyways, so, yeah, pretty much it's time to get this out, and fucking send it. I also forgot to mention I will be making another video either later on today when these are done, or tomorrow, or whenever I've got time, of what's actually been done to the car. Because so far it's bugger all. Like, it's got maybe an exhaust, it's got a heavy duty clutch. That's pretty much it. It's lowered a little bit if you can't tell. She's sitting pretty, but not pretty enough. She'll go a little bit lower. Eventually would like to have it on bags. I think that'd be just mint. But yeah, otherwise she's, pretty stock. And of course, just my luck, as soon as I start, you can't really see it, but it started raining. Alright, so upon doing my research for this, it turns out in order to actually get this out, there is a screw kind of just under the bottom there, and the only way you can get to it is by taking off this part of the bumper. Luckily for me, mine's already broken, but I've had to turn the wheel a bit so I can access these bolts here and kind of get behind here a little bit and take this bastard off. Now, if you've ever had to take one of these screws out, it's probably one of the most annoying things to do in the world. And it seems that the last owner had the same issue and must have snapped this one because he ended up just screwing it straight back in, and now it's a screw instead of a clip, which makes my life a little bit easier, but also, not looking forward to this part. Alright, now that we got this off, we're able to access the bolt, which is sitting just in there. I'm sure you can see it. Sorry, I just covered the camera. And yeah, so that's the easy part done. Alright, so now that we've undone the bumper, we have access to 1 and 2 bolts. Unfortunately, we now have to take off the grille, so we can get 3 and then 4 bolts. So, yay! Alright, so I can now highly recommend that before you ever do anything like this, I would recommend picking up one of these. This has kind of saved my ass because, as you can tell, the bumper's back on because I had to run down to Super Cheap because I couldn't get these out for the life of me just using the screwdrivers. That was a bad idea. Don't do that. With these, it is literally as simple as getting it under, pushing in, and popping out. That is just, goddamn, I wish I'd done that. So I've also found with some of these clips, they've been quite stubborn. If you can't tell, I've been a little bit aggressive on it, and I've kind of chewed it up a little bit. I found the best way is mainly just have a bit of patience and really just work it in, like small little movements in and then lift up. Otherwise you will scratch them and break them and shit's gonna go bad. Alright, so with the grill and all that off now, it's time to remove the bumper because Ford just wanted to make it really difficult for us. I've now removed the number plate because there are 2 bolts just in here, which I'm glad I didn't forget about, but it also means we have to take off the skid plate down here, which mine's just a fucking mess. It is not pretty whatsoever. So yeah, we'll get back to that in a sec. Alright, so scratch that, I lied, you don't actually have to take the skid plate off. However, I did want to let you know that the 2 bolts in behind the number plate are a size 8, and all the ones holding in the lights are a size 10. Yeah, if you wanted to end up doing it yourself. So, fingers crossed she screws off now, and we should be right. Alrighty, well that came off a shit ton easier than I thought it was going to. It still wasn't fun taking it off, but at least it's off. Came off relatively quick. And now we have access to our last bolt just in there, if you are able to see that. Again, I've lied. I'm pretty sure there's only 3 bolts on it. We'll find out later as well. Again, going into this with nearly no mechanical knowledge, especially on this car. The whole point of it is that I can learn and build more as a person and build more of a car. So, fingers crossed she goes well, and let's get this bastard out. And surprise, surprise, I lied to you again. There is 4 bolts. I'm just shit at counting. There is this one up here, this one down here, the one that we had in there, and the one I pointed out earlier as well in there. Alright, last time I have to do this. Before you get the headlight out, you also have to take out the indicator bulb, which I'll switch to in a second, which literally stops it from coming out. Like, that is in there purely because of the bulb. So once we get that out, we'll be sweet. So I'm not too sure if you can see it, but it's just this orange one here. Just got to unplug that, and then we're fine to get her out. Alrighty, now I'm not sure if you can see, this seems to be a very common thing with these OEM bulbs, is they tend to lose their paint very quickly. So getting it out of here, it's as easy as it sits up like that. Give her a big twist. It'll only go about, maybe 30 degrees, and then you pull it straight back out. So now that's out, and that's disconnected, should come straight out. Alright, so now that I've actually got this headlight off the body, it's a lot easier to disconnect this wiring to the actual bulb. Because I'm not really going to keep these, I'm probably just going to sell them or throw them in the bin or something. I've just disconnected them and left the bulb in there, because I don't really need the bulb now, seeing as my new one has LEDs as opposed to, these physical little bulbs. So, yeah, just as simple as coming in here, clicking them out, or not, and yep, there we go. So pushing in on these 2 little pins, top and bottom, coming out, no worries. And now, got your own headlight. Alright, so as you can see, I've just pulled it out, and it's just sitting over there. It's time to get this other one out. So, same process over there, just kind of disconnect everything, pull it all out, and she should come out beautifully. Alrighty, managed to get that one off. I found the best way to do it is just by taking off this little dash bar, or I don't know what the fuck you call it, but I took it off, and it made it 10 times easier to pull out, as opposed to try and wiggle it around and kind of play with different angles and whatnot. It just slips straight out. Mine only had 2 bolts, it's meant to have 3, so clearly I'm missing quite a few, as I am all over this car, it seems. Again, I'm not the first owner, obviously. So yeah, now that's off, we can start looking at the wiring side of things, which is absolutely terrifying. Alrighty, so before I get into any of the wiring or, cutting wires or anything, I've first attached the negative terminal on the battery because safety first. And I guess that's kind of it. It's time just to dive in and try and get this little thing in. Now, before I get it in, I've already decided where I think I want it. I think it would work best just behind the bumper here. Maybe just underneath the wiring harness there, and then having it run so that there we go. So this is each side here, got left and right, or vice versa, I'm not sure yet, we'll have to figure that out. Run one that way, one the other way, and then run them back under through there, and then hopefully down through there, and then back into the headlights. Because the headlights do have quite long cables, so keen for it. Alright, so I've come up to the part where I'm now connecting the controller to the fuse box. Whoa! And luckily Dallas from SS Customs supplied me with this beautiful set of instructions. So with just a little bit of, manual reading and looking online, I found that it needs to be connected to the Higo fuse. So it is simple as taking that out and then running it. Whoops, where is it gone? Nope. Oh, must be this one. Nope. There it is. Got it. So just plugging it right underneath this red one and then chucking her in like that. Running her out and should be sweet. Alrighty, so it should just be as simple as that. I've just removed the yellow 20 amp fuse and chucked it in underneath the red fuse supplied with it. And it should just be as simple as plugging her in, running her around, and possibly under here now. I'm not too sure, just due to the length of the actual cable I've been supplied. Regardless though, the headlight should still reach to this from pretty much wherever. Alright, so I'm just in the process of filing out a very small little notch there, so that the wire will sit nice and snug and then be run just under here, past the battery, and hopefully along there. Alrighty, so update, I've now moved the bumper out of the way, because I've figured out where I'm going to put everything. I'm going to try and chuck the controller just underneath this little bit of wiring, and then I'm going to run the fuse and all the left-hand wiring to the, to the driver's side. And then we're going to run the fuse under here, through here, and then up over into this box, obviously running up along behind here. And then once we get that headlight in, it's going to run in, back, under as well, so probably in there somewhere, back in through, and then we'll plug into the controller just here, vice versa along here. But I need to make sure that it's long enough on each side, because I need to attach a wire from each into the indicator, which is got to be harder on that side because you've got all that, but on this side it's not too bad. I can run this one, just cut it through there, run it up under there, which will stick out through here where everything's going to be anyway. So this side isn't my biggest worry. This side might be a little bit more difficult. Alright, we have run into a few issues, some of which I think I can solve, and some of which I don't think I can. Again, I will figure it out, not a worry in the world. As I was saying, there's a million different problems, not really, it's really only two. The first one being that from where I want to have it sit, it will work, it reaches up to the fuse box, not a worry in the world, but that's about as far as I can get it over that side while it, being plugged in. So this side here is for my indicator, and that's my little indicator wiring there. I'll also have to cut that, twist it, heat shrink and whatnot, not a worry. This side, however, the blue wire that runs up through here, it's not blue, it's black, but it's blue on the end. That's my indicator for this side, and I can get it up to maybe just up to behind there. My only issue, however, is that this is the indicator for the right side. So unless I do a little bit of magic work and cut down the green one, add it onto the blue one, so it's a little bit more extended, so it will actually reach to here, because this one pretty much only goes just through that hole. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is that the, I'm not even sure what you'd call these, the plugs, the connectors or whatever, this one has two on it. You're right, no worries. Whereas the one that's meant to plug into has three. Again, wouldn't be a worry, seeing as this one doesn't actually need wiring behind it. However, it's still too wide. Like, the actual plug itself does not fit, and I wouldn't want to bend it or anything, otherwise, it'd risk it just kind of breaking. And then it's not going to have a secure fit anyway. So this one, not a worry in the world, all good. This one, a little bit of a worry. So I'm going to call up old mate where I bought it from, just see what he recommends. If I can just run down to a store, unplug these wires out of here, change them into one that's going to fit, then I'll be happy days. And I'll just have to do it to the other side as well. But I may need someone to come grab me, because, yes, she's not exactly in driving shape right now. Alrighty, so it's been maybe 10 minutes at the max, and I gotta tell you, mate, the guy that's doing the headlights, he is just a fucking legend. He's just been messaging me back and forth. Turns out, so on the original high beams that were in my headlights, there's this little adapter on the high beams. So this just plugs into the back of those, which then helps fit into the original OEM adapter. So I'm chuffed to bits about that. That's fucking awesome. Big shots to him. He's been such a huge help. Now I guess we gotta fix the next issue, but once that's done, we're fucking home stretch. All righty. Holy shit. Oh fuck, I don't want to break that. Holy shit. Don't mind how dodgy it is at the moment. This is just me. I've just tested everything. I've currently got it connected, so now I know which one it needs to go into on the other side as well. I'm just going to have to, crimp that off a bit, heat shrink, and then I'll chuck tape over it too because I'm paranoid. But I have something incredible to show you. Look in the mirror. Or don't. Oh! How cool is that? Ready? Oh, that's so cool. I've got to bring the brightness down because old mate said even on camera, like, it doesn't pick up. So you've got to have the brightness down to record it. I'll do that in a sec, but man, oh man, that is just gorgeous. I'll turn the brightness down in a sec and I'll show you. Oh, look at that. I'm still not sure it's picking up too well, but oh, there we go. Look at that. That is sexual. Sorry for the word, but god damn. Oh, that is so cool. It has 200 different show modes. I'll end up, I'll probably get a video for the end of the video, but holy moly. Alright, time to get the other one in and fucking slap all this shit back in. Alrighty, so this is all good. The light works, it's awesome. Only issue I've had so far is I'm a total dumbass. It turns out we only need that green wire at the back. That black one so far I've tested does nothing. I'm not sure if it's like for ground or some shit. Don't worry, the battery's disconnected. So I'm gonna kind of split this one off and just kind of heat shrink it and just keep it so it's not touching at all. Because I let them touch and we blew the fuse. So not a big worry. It's not meant to look like that. So I'll just get a new fuse either tonight, most likely tomorrow, because I'm tired and I just want to go around and show off my cool new fucking headlights. But yeah, so when we're indicating now, it's like tick, 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 tick. That shows up fine. That's still, like a nice slow tick, tick, tick. Eventually I want to get new side indicators too. But that's not the point right now. The point is, new fuse, otherwise all is good. And literally just getting this one in, and then getting that one in, and then we're done. I mean, all that shit. But then we're done. I'm so keen. And that's it. That's done. That's done. That's both headlights in. They're not fully screwed in yet because I'm eager to test it. All the wiring's tucked away, sort of. I'm still going to tuck some of that stuff in there. But, blimey. Oh, mate. It's gorgeous. I'm so keen for it. Alright, this is the first official test to see if they actually work. Oh! Holy shit. Oh my god. Holy moly, that just looks insane. I could not be happy with it. I've turned down the exposure and everything, so it's a little bit easier for you to see them because it's still somewhat sunny out. But in person, these are they are gorgeous. I'll see if I can get a little bit darker for you, just so you can see. That's more or less what it looks like in real life, just not as dark, obviously. But, man, oh man. These have come out spectacular, and I'm expecting them to break soon because I did the wiring, so there's a good chance it's not going to come out as amazing as it was when I first installed them. There's probably going to be disconnections and whatnot for my shitty wiring, but other than that, they are just beautiful, and there's just so many different modes. It's got 200 different show modes, every color you could want it to be. I've just been sitting here for like the past 40 minutes just cycling through it. There's just so much with these. This is obviously my favorite because it's just cool. Like, you can't not call this cool. So this is hopefully the first of many different modifications that I want to do to this car. I'd love it to become not exactly a show car, but just a really nice daily. Again, I can't stop just looking at it. It's just beautiful. It's so mesmerizing. So that's kind of it for this. If you have any questions, any sort of feedback for me, I would love feedback. That's kind of how I'm going to learn, just kind of through mistakes and feedback and whatnot. But yeah, again, I can't get over it. They are just beautiful, just beautiful. Once again, big shout out to SS Customs. He made such a gorgeous headlight, and I think it's just changed the entire look of the car. Like, oh, you can't get over it. You really, really can't get over it. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll hopefully make another one of these, if not like tomorrow or something, or just kind of going over what's happened to the car, and what I plan to do to the car. But yeah, till then, stay awesome.